Masih kan lagi Zoom, jangan dimatiin.
Baik, karena Dewan Juri kita sudah bergabung, mari kita sapa terlebih dahulu kepada Dewan Juri hebat kita. Yang pertama ada Mr. Jufri. Halo Mr. Jufri, selamat siang. Mohon izin konfirmasi. Mr., apakah suara saya terdengar jelas?
Ya, jelas. Mantap.
Baik, Mr. Terima kasih. Bagaimana kabarnya, Mr.?
I'm fine. How about you?
Thank you, Mr. I'm fine, Mr.
Okay. Yep.
Oke, selanjutnya ada juri kita. Selanjutnya ada Mr. Dwiki. Halo, Mr. Selamat siang. Halo, Mr. Dwiki. Selamat siang.
Mungkin suaranya.
Sebelumnya mohon maaf, Mr. Dwiki, untuk audionya belum dinyalakan.
Di mute, mute-nya mute. Masih mute. Halo.
Baik, sebelumnya saya izin mengonfirmasi kepada Dewan Juri. Nanti di setiap 3 video peserta sudah ditampilkan, dipersilakan untuk para juri berkomentar mengenai penampilan video peserta tersebut, dan untuk seterusnya juga seperti itu. Baik, langsung saja kita ke penampilan video public speaking. Kita tampilkan video peserta public speaking untuk tim menampilkan video peserta.
Maaf, tolong diulang, suaranya tidak terdengar tadi, putus-putus.
Saya izin mengonfirmasikan kepada Dewan Juri, nanti setiap 3 video peserta sudah ditampilkan, dipersilakan untuk para juri berkomentar mengenai penampilan video peserta tersebut, dan untuk seterusnya juga seperti itu. Baik, langsung saja kita tampilkan video peserta public speaking. Untuk tim operator dipersilakan untuk menampilkan video peserta.
Namanya siapa? Dari mana?
Baik, berikut penampilan video public speaking peserta pertama dengan nama Alfakul Wasfa dari UPN Veteran Jatim.
Alfakul Wasfa from UPN Veteran Jawa Timur. First, I pray and thank God for the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given me the opportunity to take part in this competition. I also thank the committee for having held this competition event, so I can take part in this competition. So here I take a little recognition that dares to speak up comes from confident you, because like the themes that has been determined by the committee, namely with your confidence and create a speak up generations. Youth is the most influential for future generations, especially for the advancement of generation. Of course, we all need a generation that has the courage to speak up, because with a generation that dares to speak up will produce young people who can advance the nation. Like us, we will be able to easily express and convey the opinions we want to convey. There will not be a generation that dares to speak if not preceded by self-confidence. Confidence comes from yourself. How do we see things and position ourselves, and how we behave when we want to express opinions, and all that. We definitely need something called self-confidence. Just try to imagine and think, if when we express an opinion but we are not confident, then how can the opinion that we plan to convey is conveyed? And how can other people hear, especially for young people who should have self-confidence, because usually young people have many ideas, many opinions. Confidence can be formed with age. Person usually people who are confident are also people who dare to speak up. We can see for ourselves over time and of the things that can change future generation issues. How young people today determine um, how things will be in this future. Young people have many opinions and should be easy to convey, but often that opinion is never conveyed because all of them look lacks self-confidence, so that the attitude to dare to speak out does not exist. To create a generation that dares to speak up, we must have confidence about what are the benefits if we are confident. Obviously, with confidence, make it easier for us to speak, especially when expressing an opinion, which one so that the opinion will be easily conveyed. We already need a generation that dares to speak up, like I said earlier, for the progress of the nation as well. We can also think to ourselves that we really need something called self-confidence. Let's put our confidence, let's instill the soul of self-confidence. We all need to believe in ourselves. We all need to speak up. We all young people must speak up. We all need to have an attitude of confidence. We all have ideas and opinions. So speak up to share your opinion. What happens if your opinion is never conveyed and heard? Surely you can only keep it to yourself. Word of pity. First, cultivate self-confidence, then you will easily speak up and express your opinions, because young people who dare to speak up come from young people who have self-confidence. We all need young people who are confident and have the courage to speak up, instill confidence in yourself, and produce a generation that dares to speak up. It all starts with ourselves. Well, maybe this is all I can say. I apologize if there are mistakes, and my words are less pleasing, and so that this mistake can be a lesson for me personally. I am. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, selanjutnya kita melihat penampilan peserta kedua, yaitu Alfred Aritamu dari Universitas Hasanuddin. Untuk tim operator dipersiapkan untuk menampilkan videonya.
Have you ever felt anxious when performing public speaking? Well, feeling anxious or nervous in public speaking is very normal. However, the way you overcome those feelings is the key to a successful public speaking performance. Now, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Alfred Aritamu. Follow me through the journey of overcoming anxiety when performing public speaking. For starters, let's find out what public speaking is. Public speaking is the art of using words to convey information to audiences of any size. It can be a seminar, a conference, a webinar, a speech, and so on. However, why is public speaking important? Well, there are several reasons why public speaking is important. First of all, it is useful to help us express our thoughts freely and publicly. It also allows us to form connections with other people. It can help us improve our communication skills. It also boosts self-confidence, and it motivates other people through words. Mastering public speaking is surely an advantage to everyone who is lacking in confidence and communication skill. Nevertheless, performing public speaking is not easy peasy. Prior to performing public speaking, you must practice, and keep practicing. A pro tip to a successful public speaking performance is actually practice. You have to keep practicing to know your strengths and weaknesses while performing. It is like a rehearsal. Also, you must familiarize yourself with the environment. Therefore, you will know your target audience and have extensive knowledge of the environment you are currently in. You should anticipate questions and prepare answers as well, since the audience may have questions related to the topic. However, although you have prepared all of those before performing, what if anxiety or nervousness comes attacking? Worry not, for I have the tips to share with you. To kick off, nervousness is very normal. Everyone, even the ones who are accustomed to perform speech, for example, can be nervous. Nonetheless, all you have to do is remain calm. People will understand that you are nervous, but don't let nervousness take over and ruin your speech. Try to get a grip of it and show the audience that you are capable of overcoming your nervousness. Next, you need to fully comprehend the topic in advance. That way you will feel better prepared and you will master your speech. Staying focused is one of the best ways to a successful public speaking performance. Knowing the audience is important, but focusing on the material is not less important. It's fine to not stick to the text you have prepared, but you have to make sure that the points and the messages you are trying to deliver to the audiences are delivered well. This way you will feel less anxious since you know that the audiences are on the same page with you. And last but not least, take a deep breath and visualize your success. Taking a deep breath is a relief when you feel anxious or nervous. It is helpful to make you feel more relaxed. Also, you need to visualize your success after your performance. Thus, it can release some endorphins inside you and you will feel encouraged. Now, this is the end of the journey. I'm sure that you have learned what to do if anxiety comes striking while performing a public speaking. A little reminder, nervousness is totally normal, but the way you overcome the nervousness is the key to succeed in your performance. Hence, you are the one in control of succeeding in your performance. That's all. Thank you very much for your attention and have a nice day.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan peserta dari Amara Rohula Balkis dari Universitas Pajajaran. Saya persilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. The Honorable all of the juries. As a matter of first importance, I like to thank Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the strong, the give, and the forgiving, so we can accumulate here to the piece of English speech contest. Second, salawat and welcome to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from the dimness to the sign. Trusting sometime or another time at Yawmil Qiyamah we will be admitted as his religious group. Allahumma amin. Mental illness is something that is often kept quiet. While it was normal for generations past to consider all types of illness a secret, the stigma attached to physical health condition has largely passed and people freely discuss their physical health histories to their extended family members or even a doctor. But when it comes to mental illness, however, many people are still living in the secretive past. Just as it's important to talk about physical health issues, it's also vital that mental health issues lose their cloak of shame and become part of conversation between family members, friends, and society in general. One reason why it's important to talk about mental illness and mental health condition is that the number of mental health diagnoses has risen substantially. Not only mental health problems are serious issues in Indonesia, the prevalence of severe mental disorder in Indonesia population is 1.7 per mil. In community, people with mental disorder are often stigmatized, while in fact this stigmatization could negatively impact them. One of the most common forms of discrimination toward people with mental disorder is the practice of pasung. Part of the reason for the increase in diagnosis is that more people are becoming familiar with the symptoms, such as depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and other mental illness. Since they are able to recognize the symptoms of mental illness, they are more likely to seek treatment when the symptoms arise. With an increase in the rates of mental health condition, it's important to talk and raise awareness between people. Most people who attempt or die from suicide have been suffering from a mental health condition. If a friend or a relative is showing signs of a mental illness, speaking up could get them into treatment and you ultimately save their life. Then why speaking up is so important? Speaking up shows others they are not alone. Having a mental health condition can be terrifying and lonely. People who are suffering from the symptoms of various mental illness often feel that they are the only one they know who has the condition. They might not know that their symptoms can be treated and they might lose hope of ever again feeling normal. Even if they are achieving treatment, they feel like guilty and ashamed. By speaking up, you can show these individuals that they are not alone. If just one person talks about their experience with mental illness, others are sure to join in. Soon, you could be in the midst of wider conversation about how to detect mental illness, how to deal with it, or even how to seek the treatment for the condition. Over time, this can reduce the shame and secrecy surrounding this health condition. And also, speaking up can reduce the stigma surrounding mental health. Many people treat mental health concern differently from the way they treat physical health. If your friend was dealing with frequent headache or a broken leg, they will go to the doctor to get treatment. Similarly, you will likely not have any shame talking about your sprained wrist, and you will probably confide in close friends that you have a cancer or even diabetes. This is not necessarily the case when it comes to conditions such as anxiety, depression, or even OCD. It's important to speak up for those, including yourself, who are dealing with these issues. There is no reason why mental health conditions should not be treated like physical health. You don't need to proclaim your diagnosis to the world. But a comment to a close friend about going to see your counselor should not in ideal world as a shame experience. It's not like that. Be careful not to contribute to the stigma that those with mental health concern often deal with. For example, never imply that someone's depression is their fault, or that if they just took some vitamins and got more sleep, they could stop taking their anti-anxiety medication. If you wouldn't say something similar to a person with heart disease, bronchitis, or a broken bone, don't say it to someone with mental illness. WHO statement there is no health without mental health is indeed a fact. Mental issues has become another hound in public health. Years ago, most developing countries, including Indonesia, mainly focus on infectious and non-infectious, or often labeled as physical health. But lately, mental issues are being the spotlight after the number of mental health cases were increasing, indicating the need of policy and attention from government. Meanwhile, this pandemic era also worsened mental health issues. So, government should integrate mental health service into community-based service as a way to ensure universal coverage of mental health service. Speaking up about mental health issue can positively impact you, your family, your friends, and your community that you live in. Don't do your part. Do your part in reducing the stigma attached to mental illness by speaking up and advocating for those who need help. My last word is mental health is not a shameful disgrace, and you should speak freely about mental health. I invite all of you to embrace mental health survivors and become young leaders who bring about change regarding mental health issues. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, berikut tadi adalah penampilan peserta. 3 peserta pertama dari Al-Fakul Waspa dari UPN Veteran Jatim, Alfred Aritamu, Universitas Hasanuddin, dan Amara Rohula Balkis dari Universitas Pajajaran. Baik, untuk para dewan juri dipersilahkan untuk berkomentar. Terima kasih.
Okay, starting from you, Mr. Dwiki. Hello. Okay, I'll go first. Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, guys. I hope all of you will have a good health. Ya, semoga semuanya dapat kesehatan. Ya. Talking about public speaking is talking about how you can give a speech. Yeah. In human life or in front of the people, yeah, so you should speak up. Ya, jadi harus benar-benar ngomongnya lepas, ya, not nervous, jangan grogi, ya. And I thought here I will give, actually I have given a score for those 3 participants, ya. Jadi saya sudah beri ketiganya nilai, especially for Aflahul Wasfa, ya. Actually, for her, you need more practice, ya. Butuh latihan for intonation, expression, articulation, speed, and all. Jadi still need more practice, masih butuh latihan. Maybe because of nervous, so you can speak good, ya. But it's okay. Maybe this is the first time for her. Mungkin karena pertama kali buat Afla mungkin, ya. Tapi it's okay. So far so good. Ya, but need practice for all categories, untuk semua kategori. Ya. Okay, and then for Alfred, so far so good. Yeah, for intonation, expression, articulation, and all, yeah, almost good. But you just need to how to say, especially for speed, ya, untuk ketepatan, ya, untuk cepat. Jadi terlalu cepat, ya, when you speak you it's so speed, ya, so sometimes it will make you not, we cannot know the meaning of the speech itself. Jadi butuh supaya lebih dikontrol, ya, pitch control itu, ya. And then for Amara, it's also good, yeah, for intonation, expression, articulation, yeah. So far, the 3 contestants are good, yeah. Just hope that the rest will also have a good speech, yeah, for today, yeah. I think it's okay for all. Thank you very much. For me, it's enough. Yep. Maybe for Mr. Vicky, please.
Sebelumnya mohon maaf untuk Mr. Buki, audionya belum
Ya.
ada suaranya.
Mungkin nggak pakai headphone kali. Without headphone.
Ini kedengaran suara saya?
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Oh, lebih jelas ya? Oke.
Now it's clear.
Berarti nggak usah pakai.
Nggak usah banyak ya, oke, terima kasih.
Ya.
Oke. Oke, kita sedikit koreksi ya. Apa yang akan saya sampaikan sejauh ini ya sama dengan Pak Jufri ya, tidak jauh beda. Tiga-tiganya tampilannya juga sudah cukup baik ya, terutama untuk yang pertama ya, aflahul ya. Sedikit koreksi apabila menjelaskan sesuatu ya, berbicara, ada baiknya lebih banyak melihat ke yang diajak bicara begitu ya. Kemudian untuk penekanan kata, intonasi, kalau bisa lebih diperhatikan lagi supaya lebih jelas. Nah, gitu. Itu saja. Yang lainnya sudah bagus ya. Berikutnya juga yang kedua Alfred ya, dengan peserta dengan nama Alfred ya, saya lihat sudah cukup baik. Hanya tadi betul seperti yang disampaikan oleh Pak Jufri, kalau bisa diatur kecepatannya supaya kita mendengarkannya ini dengan nyaman begitu. Seperti kita kalau nonton berita di TV atau apa gitu, penyampaiannya jangan cepat-cepat. Ya, memang ada tipe yang senang menyampaikan sesuatu dengan cepat, tapi ada juga tipe orang yang biasanya mendengarkannya ya dan mengertinya agak sulit kalau dia dengar dengan cepat begitu. Jadi ini untuk semua kalangan bisa menerima. Gitu. Oke. Terakhir dengan Amara ya, peserta dengan nama Amara. Ya, ini juga sudah cukup baik. Ya, intonasinya dan semuanya juga cukup baik. Tiga-tiganya tolong lebih banyak latihan lagi supaya nanti ke depan bisa tampil lebih baik lagi. Ya, itu dari saya.
Baik, terima kasih untuk para dewan juri atas komentar yang diberikan kepada peserta. Selanjutnya kita beralih ke peserta selanjutnya. Peserta keempat dari nama Amelia Putri Katarina dari Telkom University. Untuk tim operator dipersilakan untuk menampilkan videonya.
Hello, my name is Amelia Putri Katarina and I am from Telkom University. Now, we live in an age of globalization. In this day and age, our world is constantly and rapidly evolving and transitioning. Although rapid globalization has brought forth many remarkable benefits, starting from the spread of technology, collaboration and shared resources across the world, access to new markets, or even access to new culture, it is inevitable that with this ongoing whirlwind of events happening all around the world in all different countries comes unfavorable events as well. For the past many years, we have witnessed the disquieting signs of growing world issues and unjustified situations happening across the world to our brothers and sisters. We no longer live in the day and age where lives are so peaceful for everyone and society is simply living their days with people around them. We no longer live in the age where people can just go about their day without worrying about others, because today we live in a society of over 7 billion humans. That is 7 billion lives around us. We, as part of that 7 billion, should acknowledge that our humanity has its flaws. Within our society is a bajillion problems, issues, or controversies that are waiting to be unraveled. Issues and problems that, if not spoken and acknowledged, will taint our society a darker color than what we want it to be. If there's one thing that today's generation can be thankful for, and what distinguishes us from the past generation, is our dire need to speak up. Today's generation is a generation that maybe our ancestors would not believe. A generation where women are leaders, freedom of speech exists, and the issue of racism slowly and steadily being tackled down. That is all a result of someone in our past that spoke up. Someone in the past that said, "Hey, this is wrong. I need to speak up about this. I need to let my voice be heard." If it weren't for that one voice that spoke up, maybe we wouldn't be where we are today. Maybe we would still live in an age where the gender stereotype of women simply being housewives still exists. But that voice initiated a spark in society, a spark of fire that would burst and spread through our society, enlightening and illuminating the problems that lingered within our society. That, my friend, is the power of a voice. One can never underestimate the spark of flame that a voice can initiate. Take a minute to think about the world. Do you think about the great aspects of the world, or are you envisioning the poverty that exists in third world countries, refugees that are fighting tooth and nail for the sense of serenity, the climate change that seems to be an endless global problem, and even the current ongoing pandemic? Most of the time, we might feel insignificant compared to these weighty issues. We might wonder if our stance is of any worth when we scrutinize these global issues. We might wonder if it is worth speaking up for. But a voice is a powerful tool. To some people, it might be confusing how to determine when it is appropriate to speak up. Well, to be quite frank, there isn't a particular set of guidelines or rules. But in general, it may be appropriate in 3 crucial criteria. First and foremost, it is when you believe that there is injustice going on. Hence, you are speaking up for the sake of improving a situation. The second is if a situation is heavily impacting your physical or your mental health. For example, when you are getting bullied, you want to speak up against your bullies and let people know. Last but not least, when no one else is talking about it. You might be surprised to know that someone out there will have the same thoughts as you, but it's just that they're too afraid to speak up. A mindset that we need to change is that someone else will speak up about it, because we cannot wait or hope that others will start a change. A lot of people may not speak up because they're afraid to be alienated. They're afraid that their voice may be considered unnecessary or maddening. They fear that they may be rejected or judged by others. But the truth is that there is absolutely nothing wrong with speaking up. Speaking up only has 2 possible outcomes. The first is that it will be heard and resonated by many others and spark a change. The second is that it will be ignored. The latter is of course the outcome we least want, but regardless of it becoming the outcome that we least want, it isn't going to negatively affect us. Worst case scenario is that someone may disagree with you. But imagine this. Imagine that you are on a ship with many other people, and as you inspect this ship, you see a tiny hole that slightly concerns you, but you put no thought into it because you believe that people around you must have noticed it as well and think nothing of it. Fast forward, the hole grew larger and larger and eventually started to get water into the ship. Now the whole situation becomes chaotic, and now you have a sinking ship with a widening hole because that tiny hole you saw earlier, which represents a problem, has worsened to become a problem for everyone else, including yourself. So what we can take from this is that you may not be able to solve a problem on your own by speaking up, but by voicing your opinion, you are bringing an issue up front to be considered and to be concerned by others. Humans have evolved from such mindless creatures roaming the earth to what we are today. Our intelligence and our rapid growth has led to the evolution of language. Language is a system of communication created by humans to communicate with one another. We started with simply using sounds of voice to voice out our wants and our needs, and later developed into a language. Today, we live in a world with over 1,000 different languages that are used to communicate. We have to acknowledge our human advantage, and that is the ability to speak and to think critically. Use that tool of speaking up that is unique to us to speak up about our concerns, our worries, our distress. Additionally, you may not be the only one thinking that. Your voice might be another's voice in their head, or your voice might encourage others to speak up. Your opinion might allow others to form their own opinion and feel safe enough to voice them. Not only is speaking up an important role as part of society, but it is a trait that can help build our confidence. Speaking up against what we believe is wrong gives us a strong sense of justice and ethics. Knowing what we want and speaking up for what we want is a strength that is wielded within all of us. It is critical that with speaking up, we feel confident with ourselves and our stance, because without that sense of confidence, our words merely become a bunch of spoken words and words without depth and feeling. It is crucial to speak with confidence and believe in ourselves and our gut feeling. Speaking up will build you into a person that dares to start an initiative, and that is an admirable trait. Speaking up is not only beneficial in the sense that it builds our confidence, but it may be the key to changing lives. It may be that one action that initiates change for the better. You will never know what speaking up will bring forth, but one thing for sure is that remaining silent will only keep you in the same place forever. With all that said, I want the people who are listening to me today to take away that we have a power within us. That is the power of speaking up. Use our voice and our sense of justice, ethics, and morale to speak up, to build a generation that speaks starts from you.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan video peserta dari Andika Januardi. Untuk tim operator silakan dimulai untuk videonya.
Hi, introduce myself. My name is Andika Januardi. I come from the city of Tarakan, North Kalimantan. I'm is accounting student in Borneo Tarakan University. Talking about public speaking, sometimes it's look easy to do, but when you try it will look difficult. Or maybe are you still hesitant to speak and convey your idea in front of the camera or many people? Or maybe are you afraid of the wrong words in speaking? Everything can be fixed. The most important thing is that you have to believe in yourself. Communicating will really help us to understand each other, establish a comfortable relationship, and of course will give each other a sense of comfort. Appreciating every quote, thought, feeling, or input from other people is an important part of success communication, because everyone has their own perspective. Public speaking is not just speaking in front of large crowds, but how can you shape your character and convey what you convey? Everyone certainly has the opportunity to be able to convey his idea to every other individual. Opportunities don't come twice, so make the most of the time you have right now. You put yourself out to be onward, speaking in front of people, because you are the one who is not sure to move forward. You are too afraid to lose. and look very weak in front of people. For that, avoid the moment and start being brave and optimistic with your choice. Everyone can have the opportunity to try to speak in public. For that, train yourself to be brave in public speaking by reading aloud, mastering the material you want to convey, and make sure the can spread the benefit of many people. You don't always have to be proud of your strength, but you also need to accept your weakness and control your weakness as much as possible so that they become opportunity to rise. Prepare everything that you can give well, so that what you say can be received, and when you believe, people can also believe in you. Make sure what is conveyed and interact with the audience has a clear purpose and realm. Set the condition where the information you get is fully under your control. Don't make a condition you don't understand become a boomerang for yourself. Now, it's the perfect time to be confident in front of people. Everyone certainly has competence in their respective field, but now not a few people accept and have the strength are the estimate of their appearance. Maybe a lot of body shaming and hurtful words when they see you, but silence them with your voice and convince them that you can. You are amazing. The Alf Robinson said, "The world waiting for your words." Do not make exciting weakness and insult a disease, but make it a gift given by the Almighty God. That is all for me. What's your idea about daily public speaking? Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan peserta dari Ardela Dirsanala, UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in wa ala umuri dunya waddin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina wa habibina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yaumiddin. Amma ba'du. First of all, let us say praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Salawat and greetings we pour to our Lord Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, to his family, friends, and to us as followers of his Sunnah. Dear all brother and sister, on this occasion I will deliver a speech with the theme of speaking up to be a good speaker in the era of Generation Z. In this modern era, we must have found a lot of attitude of someone who feel insecure. Maybe it can be said to be insecure. This attitude has happened a lot in Indonesia, starting from someone who is a sexual victim and does not dare to talk to their parents or family because they are afraid being scolded or even being ridiculed by people, or say people who want to try speak in public actually feel they are inappropriate and can. This can happen.
Ini videonya nggak jalan lagi. Iya.
Because of the factor
Nggak nyambung lagi. Sinyal. Iya.
Yeah, I think we have known his speech. Yeah, we can continue to others.
Yeah, something problem with this video.
Baik, mohon ditunggu sebentar untuk para peserta dan juri akan dimaksimalkan untuk videonya.
Okay.
that support such an attitude. For example, lack of love, lack of supervision from people, socializing.
Mungkin apa namanya, kita kan ada videonya juga, nanti bisa kita ulang lagi sendiri, nggak apa-apa.
Friend, the personality guidance from
Biar mempersingkat waktu.
Baik, Mister. Baik, tadi ada penampilan dari peserta dari Amelia Putri Katarina, Andika Januardi, Ardela Desalala. Untuk para dewan juri dipersilakan untuk berkomentar. Terima kasih.
Ya, Pak Dwiki mungkin, monggo.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. The first one is it was Amelia, Amelia Putri, I saw your performance, so far. That was good, Keep up the good work. I think that's nothing to be correct. But please more practice and keep going. That's all. And then, that was for Amelia, right? Amelia Putri, And then for Andika Januardi. Okay, Andika Januardi, your voice was so clear, and your attitude and your intonation were very good, I think that's no problem. Keep up the good work too. And then the last one for Ardela. I think it would be better if Ardela not to look at the paper or something that she holds on her hand, but please look at the other in computer, maybe something like that one, because Ardela should tell something information about something, and please give it to us. That's the point. Okay, I think that's all, and it's it was something happened. I don't know exactly. The video is not finished yet. That's all. And for the intonation, I think that's good. Thank you so much for Ardela for your performance. And then maybe Mr. Jufri, you could continue.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dwiki. Actually, there are three contestants. For Amelia, I think it was good. The way he speak, the way she gave the topic. The way she interpret in a good way, but only little correction is about expression. For all okay, but only for expression, because she just need a little bit expression to make it good, I think. Yeah. Okay. So that's for Amelia. And then for Andika, intonation, okay. Expression, okay. Yeah. Articulation, I need more practice. And then communicative, and yeah, I think just need more practice. Yeah, especially for Ardela. Yeah, Andika, okay. Ardela, yeah, need more practice. Yeah. Because to be a good public speakers, the way how they can they can speak in front of the people, not with a paper, yeah, but they have to express it by themselves, without the paper. So they have to memorize it actually. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Baik, terima kasih untuk para dewan juri yang setelah memberikan komentarnya. Langsung saja kita beralih ke peserta selanjutnya, yaitu dari Atika Mutiara Haden dari SMA Fitur Gate.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Atika from Future Gate Senior High School. The honorable for the committees who allow me to speak in this moment. This time, I'm going to speak about the importance of integrity. All the problems that occur today in Indonesia, such as increasingly rampant corruption, abuse of authority, weak law enforcement, bureaucratic inefficiency, and others, are largely due to the weak of integrity of the leaders. Integrity is consistency and unwavering steadfastness in upholding noble values, beliefs, and principles. In ethics, is defined as the honesty and correctness of someone's actions. The opposite of integrity is hypocrisy. The concept of integrity must be started as early as possible, especially from the family. After that, it was strengthened by the education they receive, then from their daily interaction in the society. But ironically, there are still many in our society who normalize things that are contrary to the principle of integrity. The smallest things is cheating on exams. Some people do that and being fine with it. Two, that's a felt problematic for the future. Something that starts with lie and cheat won't affect a positive things. The mentality of many Indonesians is still herd mentality. That is, following the average people even that something's wrong. For example, when someone violates traffic, some people behind immediately follow him. They underestimate the laws, still easily influenced by peer pressure to do the same things under the pretext that when everyone is cheating, then we have to right too. Many people protest that the government is not able to advance Indonesia, but they forget that the government did not come sent by drop it down from the sky. The Indonesian government is Indonesian, born and educated by an Indonesian family, attends Indonesian schools, lives in Indonesian society, and is legally elected by the Indonesian people. When we have people who don't care and cheat, it will give birth to a government that doesn't care and cheat. People characteristic represented by the government. Someone who has personally integrity will not easily influenced by things that are only for temporary pleasure. Someone who has integrity are more successful when they become leaders, both formal and informal. Integrity can increase moral and intellectual intelligence. The characteristics of people with integrity are people who act according to their own words, consistent and have commitment, honest and trustworthy, responsible and loyal. What we have to do is realize now that as the next generation, we should do better than before. We should improve our people integrity quality. Start from ourselves. And here's the tips for maintaining integrity. Number one is think that your efforts to get to where you are today took a very hard struggle. And number 2, don't get close with people who don't have integrity, because it's like a disease you will get to. And the 3 is keep developing your talents and focusing what your passion is. Number 4, take responsibility and focus what you do. Number 5, know when to say yes and no. This is the point of integrity. And the last is increase worship. So when you become more religious, sometimes when people become more religious, they will be more have an integrity. That's all my speech today. I hope it can be useful for all of us and make us doing better. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan dari Airizan Nurul Fadilah dari Universitas Brawijaya.
Everything's going to be fine because I just have to talk in front of the camera and my speech will be very short. Right? No. I'm just kidding. But I can tell that's probably what all of the contestants have in mind when they take their own videos. Well, I'm nervous too. But I'm not here to talk about how my hands are shaking right now and how I just want to stop the recording and act like I have never signed up for this public speaking competition. Nope, that's not going to happen because I'm here for the different purpose and you will find out soon enough about what my purpose is. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, our honorable judges, the committee, and all of the participants. My name is Airizan Nurul Fadilah Tanjung, a law student from University of Brawijaya. But before we go deeper to the main topic of my speech today, I would like to ask you a question. What's the first thing that comes across your mind when I say law student? A great speaker? Or a great debater? Or maybe some of you are thinking Hotman Paris right now. But well, yeah, he was a student, but that's not the point. The point is, people often think that all of law students are just gifted with this public speaking skill. But that's not true, because some of us are still struggling to find the courage to talk in front of the public. Some of us are still clueless on how to start to talk in front of the public. And for the lucky ones, they are just gifted with this public speaking skill. 2 years ago, I was a student who were very clueless, and at the same time, I had zero courage to talk in front of the public. So can you imagine how hard was it for me to get out from my comfort zone and talk in front of the public and face the live audience? Well, let me tell you one thing. That was indeed a very difficult time for me. But from this experience, I can finally learn one thing, that how to make an action as a great speaker. Well, from my experience, you need 3 ingredients to be a great speaker. They are self-trust, self-confidence, and the last one is self-acceptance. How does self-trust hold an important role, you may ask? If you have self-trust, it means you consistently staying true to yourself. Trusting yourself also means you look after yourself and your needs rather than just strive for perfection, which I can tell it's just like an endless chains because you can see no end to it. By having self-trust, you know deep down that you can survive. It means that you can survive all of difficulties that you may face, and you refuse to give up on yourself, especially if you're just about to start your journey as a speaker. And the second aspect is the aspect that people often underestimate the importance of. Thinking it just it's just nice to have trait instead of a must have trait. We place a very high value on knowledge and resources, right? But sometimes we forget that confidence holds a very high value too. We forget that confidence is the necessary spark before everything that follows. Confidence is the thing that can keep us going, that can help us going even when we fail. You may ask, how can you say that? Yes, because I've been there. I've been there to experience the power of self confidence. 2 years ago, I participated on a legal debate competition. At that time, I made a very fatal mistake that you couldn't make on while you were persuading your judges. I mentioned a wrong article of law which is not even applicable anymore. So you probably can guess how the competition ends. Yup, my team got a very low score and we lost at the competition. At that time, I felt so guilty. I didn't have any courage anymore, and I feel like I deserve a punishment for the mistake that I did. I even thought that this punishment should be going on and on for the rest of my life because just one mistake that I did, which I not even intend to do it. But the constant support that my parents and my friends gave me kept me going and thinking that it was not a mistake. It was a lesson for me to be a better person, to can improve myself better. And since then, I started to get up and I started to get back on my legal debate track. And the last one is self-acceptance. I don't think that self-trust and self-confidence will mean something if we don't have self-acceptance. Let's get back to my previous experience. If only I didn't have self-acceptance at the time, I didn't accept every flaw, every mistake that I did at that time, in the previous time, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't sign up myself for the public speaking competition and start something new. I would just punish myself for the mistake that I did. But because I have self-acceptance, I accepted all of the mistake and all of the flaw that I probably make in the future. Because I know that I'm human and I can make a naturally mistake. But that doesn't mean I'm not deserve all of the thing that I can get for the future. If not, I'm not trying. So I can tell that if we want to be a great speaker, if you want to be a great speaker, it's not only a matter how, if you want to focus the audience, if you to be an interactive to your audience, and just not about memorizing your lines. Well, this answer that you probably find on Google are true. But this answer failed to reply and to respond to the primary question, which is how to make an action as a great speaker. Because if you want to make an action to be a great speaker, you only need three things, which are self-trust, self-confidence, and also self-acceptance. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end my speech today, I would like to tell you again and I would like to summarize all of the points that I have told you today. If you want to be a great speaker, you have to self-trust in yourself. You have confidence in yourself and you have to accept and embrace yourself. So, I would like to ask you, do you trust yourself? Do you have confidence? Do you accept and embrace yourself? And if the answer is yes, I do, let's make an action now. Let's make the best version of the great speaker of your own version. Thank you.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan video dari peserta 1 dalam Lomba.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To the honorable brother and sister of the Stikes Medistra student, Senate and the participant of the public speaking competition that I am proud of. First, let's offer your puja and praise for the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for giving healthy to all of us. We also don't forget to devote to your Lord, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has upheld us from the dark age to the bright era. My establishment here is deliver a speech entitled "Confidence is Chance." Have you ever been not confident is in your own abilities? Or don't never again, but often even get used to failing it. There is saying that says, I don't know then don't love. So, I want to introduce myself. My name is Celia Indi Holila from Wandawar Blandong Senior High School, Mojokerto Regency, East Java. Now, I'm in grade 12, majoring in social skills. Hello millennial friends, how are you? Why should we believe in ourselves? Because lack of confidence is the simplest and most deadly formula to product what is called failure. Especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, which make our self-confidence decrease. Because we don't meet many people. Participating in class Zoom meeting is only limited to being absent so as not to be scolded by the teacher. Whereas in this case, we can use it to train our confidence and dare to speak even at home. Oprah Winfrey on site. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for. Your courage to express what you want and you think is important. That's what you will get in life. So if we want to get something, want to change something, want to build something, want to be understood, the only choice is dare to speak. Millennial friends, have you seen successfully people bend over backwards, look down, afraid to meet people? I don't think there is such a successful person. Why? Because they have self-confidence. As the young generation, it is time for you to act to help prepare the next generation of the nation who dares to speak up. If I myself in action is change habits. I currently serve as chairman of the Youth Counseling Information Center organization, which was attended by more than 100 students. I asked them, hello guys, please come forward to say why you joined this organization. No one came forward. Some like got down, presented not know, nudged their friend, and much more. This showed their lack of confidence. So at that time, I had an action. Every time I finished the material, I asked them to come forward to explain what they got. And I submit a motion for debate. Well, because of caution, they slowly began to change their habits. I asked, how did you feel after I told you to speak in front of so many people? Someone sighed. It's tenses, it's activities, it's really fun. This makes me happy because it slowly kills their insecurities. I didn't stop here. My action was to invite my friend to dare to speak. I'm serving as the ambassador of the planning generation for Mojokerto. My actions are the same, namely to train them to dare to hold the microphone and give the material love yourself. Why? Because so many of them are not confident because of their physical condition. If your friends don't dare speak up, try participating in events that require conversation, such as speeches, pottery riding. If we often follow events that require conversation, then subconsciously we have started to bring about change in use and will arise a sense of addiction to speak in front of many people. In essence, if we dare to try to speak, the sense of inventory, some end up will disappear, improve achievement, quality of life, and improve morale. As long as you really believe in yourself, whatever your belief can come true. Maybe that's all I can say. If there is a wrong word, I apologize profusely. Keep your health during the COVID-19 pandemic. I end. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, berikut tadi adalah penampilan peserta dari Atika, Azriza, dan Celia. Untuk para dewan juri dipersilakan untuk berkomentar. Terima kasih. Mohon maaf, Mr. Jupri belum di-unmute.
Yeah, okay.
I'm so sorry. Okay, thank you. Yeah, for Atika, actually it was good. Yes, she was good, but maybe because she's still in the senior high school, so yeah, she just need more practice. Just need more practice. Yeah, but for Iriza, yeah, okay, it's better. Yeah, and good intonation, good expression, articulation, accuracy, yeah, and so on, yeah, and keep up the practicing, yeah. But I believe that she will be better in the future. And also for Celia, wow, I think she has a good expression, yeah, but so far she also need more practice. Yeah, okay, I think that's all. Thank you. Yeah, for you, time for you.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Mr. Jufik. Ya. Ini untuk Atika, ya. Ini penampilan sudah cukup baik. Saya di sini memberi masukan untuk coba bisa lebih menarik lagi, ya, baik itu dari gaya bahasa tubuh, ya, maupun intonasinya agak diperjelas lagi. Jadi supaya kita nih, ya katakanlah kita cowok-cowok nih, jadi lebih menarik lagi, kepingin tahu apa sih, kamu kepingin bicara apa nih, ya. Tapi so far semua cukup baik, bagus. Saya senang sekali, ya, Atika. Ya, mudah-mudahan kamu bisa bagus ini, ya. Oke, kemudian untuk Afrizal, ya, tampilannya bagi saya sudah itu baik sekali, ya. Baik itu intonasi maupun kejelasannya, ya, sama bahasa tubuh juga sudah cukup baik. Bahkan saya yakin ini bagus sekali. Oke, Afrizal, ya, banyak berlatih juga supaya semakin lebih bagus lagi. Terakhir untuk Celia, ya, Celia. Nah, untuk Celia, saya juga lihat ini tampilannya untuk gerakan tubuh, ya, ini sudah bagus, ya. Kalau untuk intonasi sudah cukup baik, hanya memang tidak bisa dipungkiri, ya, Indonesia nih Sabang sampai Merauke banyak sekali, ya, budaya, dialek itu berbeda-beda, ya, dan aksennya. Jadi meskipun bahasa Indonesia pun aksennya aksen Jawa, aksen Sumatera, aksen Ambon, ya, ya nggak bisa dipungkiri, ya. Tapi yang penting terdengar jelas dan kita semua paham maksudnya, ya. Menarik untuk dilihat dan diikuti, kemudian kita tahu apa sih yang dimaksud, begitu, ya. Sangat bagus sekali, ya, lebih banyak berlatih supaya kita semua juga semakin senang mendengarnya. Baik, itu dari kami.
Baik, terima kasih. Juri atas komentarnya, yaitu dari Kuril. Malah silakan untuk tim operator menampilkan videonya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Jurumala Prameswari from University of Muhammadiyah Malang. I will talk about upgrade your personal branding through your public speaking. Soft skill is important things to develop, especially in pandemic. We have a lot of time to make our soft skills better and better and better. A lot of opportunities come in pandemic, like contests, volunteering, or maybe internship that can help us to develop our soft skills. Soft skills doesn't come by itself, and soft skills are also not given in our formal education. So what we have to do about it? In my opinion, speaking in front of a lot of people isn't easy. In fact, we must do public speaking in our life journey. For example, be a speaker in our project presentation, in work, college, or maybe school. Be moderator, be master of ceremony, and be meeting leader. Also, if you have a high position in an organization, you will give a speech in every event. Research by some experts in Chapman University 2014 that 25.3% of respondents feeling anxiety when to public speaking. Why? Because they are afraid of rejection. They are afraid of being laughed at, they are afraid of being blamed, and they are afraid of being insulted. What happens if we just follow our fear? It will affect in our careers. For example, public speaking can build our personal branding. So if we afraid to speak, we can stand out and have no different with other people. We must know that public speaking is an important skill that has a good impact for our life. We can have a lot of networking because we always talk in front of a lot of people. And we can build our confidence. Through public speaking, other people will know who you are and what we are. Because they will know the way you speak, our body language, and our knowledge. Because we give them new information. What will happen if we consistent to build our personal branding? We will have positive vibes. We can build our CV, LinkedIn, or maybe in social media we can build our portfolio
because social media is everything to us right now. We can also be open-minded, and the important thing is we can be good at communication. 3 main goals of public speaking. The first one is to persuade the audience. The second one is to give them new insight, and the last thing is to entertain them. There is a lot of public figure that combine personal branding and public speaking. For example, Mary Riana, Raditya Dika, and Najwa Shihab. They have their characteristic when do public speaking. So what about you? What makes you different with other people when you speak? So first thing, when you do public speaking is know your audience. It will lead you to adjust your way of speaking. For example, if we talk in front of junior high school student, find a word that easy to understand. Give them an ice-breaking so they are not get easily bored. Second, you must control yourself when do public speaking. It will affect the way other people look at you. For example, if you are in a bad mood, don't show them. If you show them that you are in a bad mood, it's not the right thing to do, and it will spread your negative vibes, not the positive vibes. Last but not least, you must be good at your subject presentations. Do a lot of research because the audience will ask you about the presentation, so they will understand. What is effective public speaking? Do 58% visual, 37% vocal, and 7% verbal. Because it's pandemic, virtual are important to us. We cannot meet each other and just do virtual events. Vocal is the second important things to do, because if you talk without any intonations or don't speak firmly, the audience will get bored. And lastly, choose the good verbal for your audience. So, dare speak now and upgrade your personal branding. Thank you.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan peserta dari Dea Novella dari SMA 2 Bondowoso. Dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Imagine being the CEO of a big company. Imagine being the president of our beloved country, Indonesia. Imagine being an influential figure whose words might influence thousands, even millions of people. Or imagine being those amazing, unspeakably amazing motivators. Mario Teguh, Najwa Shihab, or Meridiana, names I am sure most of us are familiar with. Ladies and gentlemen, we can simply figure out that those people strongly hold the most important key of their success, the key of influencing people. And I want you to guess what it is. Yes, what else could it be than their public speaking skills? It makes sense, right? Because we all know that to be in the roles they are in, speaking up in front of the people is one of the reasons that shaped them to be the person they are right now. Hi, here I am, Dea Novella Ramadhani, as a student from Senior High School 2 Bondowoso, will be taking you to a short, meaningful discussion of build your confidence and create a speak-up generation. Ladies and gentlemen, what crosses your mind if I say public speaking? Speaking up, talking in front of a bunch of people, confidence, stage, those words are some keywords related to it. Some people might find it as a big, hard, and challenging skills. Meanwhile, The other half are taking public speaking as a passion. But I am here not to talk which one is right, which one is wrong. Considering our personal perspective, and there will be no end if we keep discussing it, right? But instead, let's talk about why public speaking is becoming that important in our life and what the urge is for us to learn it. First thing first, public speaking is one of the basic soft skills people must have. But unfortunately, there are still lots of us who think it is unnecessary to learn. Now let us place ourselves for a moment that we are in a crowd competing to persuade people. The only thing that could help is mastering public speaking. The power of persuasion can carry you far, and it all starts by honing the public speaking skills, taken from a source I've been looking up to. Yes, I had always thought it was not that necessary to learn the skills that I've mentioned since first. Until this very moment, I finally realized how important it is. Thus, I'm sharing with you all. With public speaking, we all can come out with a brave look, ready to win everything. I wouldn't be wrong if I say public speaking is banded strongly with confidence. Those two combinations are a perfect match that creates a whole different strong, powerful energy from the speakers. Am I right? We can simply enchant it only by their words and performance. It feels like we are under their magic, controlled to listen. I've always been thinking, how can I be like them? Holding the power of influence. They make us think. They make our brain process what they are saying. Thus, we can conclude public speaking will win over the crowd. Moving up to the next reason why public speaking becomes so important. It will help your career. As we know, we live to grow and we grow to live. As a human being, we will grow and to start to apply for new jobs to fulfill our necessities in our life, to set up our career. But it couldn't be that easy, of course. Public speaking as a communication skills is needed to make ourselves deserve to be hired and to work. I remember once in a while, someone told me a life story about his friend's life. He was facing a lot of difficulties to apply for a job. He worked really hard for it, sending applications, letters, and receiving interview calls, but he couldn't make it. What am I trying to say is being able to speak and explain who you are is essential in any work. Every company surely wants to cooperate with anyone who can deliver things confidently. They want to find someone who knows themselves well and be able to speak it up. It doesn't stop right there. Even if we are hired already, we still need that public speaking skills. For example, as a project manager, we'll be facing presentations, delivering ideas, and cooperating with many people. Moreover, with public speaking, we can easily build networks and socialize with various people without any difficulties. I'm not going to stop right there. The next point is phasing out of so many issues happening on our earth. We all know tragic things keep happening around us. We can't just sit back and do nothing. As future leaders, we have to brave ourselves and speak up for the goal. And the case, again and again, public speaking is still holding its importance. We, as a golden generation, can take actions to change by simply spreading awareness to our society. Creating a speak up generation will absolutely bring more goods for our life future. because the world needs us. The world needs to hear our voice. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking about the importance of these skills will not be ended that shortly, because I myself have experiences of how impactful it is contribution in changing my life. I personally will never regret the path that I've been taken so far. I genuinely feel the impact and the power of holding to these public speaking skills. I make new friends easily because I can communicate well, and thanks to the Almighty God, I also got the opportunity to be a leader. The reason I'm telling you this is because I believe that if I could gain benefit from learning this public speaking skill, you will gain even more than that. Friends, it might be difficult for us, I know, but we are here to work hard until it pays off and to deserve to get what we are dreaming of. Until at the end, you will be proud of yourself and be highly grateful of your own process. I hope from the speech I have delivered, there will be more souls awakened to build confidence and be one of a speak up generation. Lastly, let me give a quote by Simon T. Bailey, which is really motivates me. Change is your friend, not your foe. Change is a brilliant opportunity to grow. That's all for me. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, selanjutnya peserta selanjutnya kita ke peserta Denny Pratomo dari Virtual Property Plus. Saya persilakan.
Hello everyone, my name is Denny Pratomo, and on these happy occasions, I want to deliver a speech about self-healing. I think this is very important for us to know about self-healing and my purpose. We can achieve to live peacefully if we know about the essence of self-healing. In our lives, we will face any situations and conditions, and not all of them are always good or happy situation. Betrayal, broken home, body shaming, bullying, physical abuse, toxic people, emotional abuse, and another bad situations in life that we must to face it. I understand this feeling. It hurts. And it is so hard to say it's okay, I'm okay, and think that everything is fine. No. And it's also very hard to forgive and forget these bad situations and experiences in our lives. That's why I want to hold your hand and we do self-healing together. What is self-healing? Self-healing refers to the process of recovery, generally from physiological disturbances, trauma, etc., motivated by and directed by the patient, guided often only by instinct. Such a process encounters mixed fortunes due to its amateur nature. Although self-motivation is a major asset, the value of self-healing lies in its ability to be tailored to the unique experience and requirements of the individual. The process can be helped and accelerated with introspection techniques and such as meditation. The essence of self-healing, it doesn't teach us to lie about our pains. No. If you feel pain because bad experiences, you have to accept it and face it. That is true and real what is happening in our lives. The essence of self-healing is not also about forgetting the pains. That doesn't work and never work. The essence about self-healing is about forgiveness. Forgive people that never apologize to you, and also do forgiveness sincerely for people who are regret to give you a pain. Why? Why have to? How can I give my forgiveness for people that have threatened me badly, gave me a pain, and any horrible experiences in my life? Are you sure? Is it fair for me? It's not about them. It's not about them deserve to be forgiven, but it's about you deserve to live peacefully. Yes, to feel a peace in your life. Self-healing doesn't teach you to lie about the pain, trying so hard to forget, but the key is forgiveness. Don't let the pain will control your emotion and your life. Forgive, live peacefully, and be happy. Thank you very much.
Baik, sudah tadi ada peserta dari Syuril, Dea, dan Denny Pratomo. Silakan untuk para dewan juri.
Oke, Mr. Jufri, mungkin mau kasih pendapat duluan, Mr. Jufri.
Okay. So for Suril Mala, yeah. Actually, for expression, articulation, accuracy, communicative, yeah, almost all were good, yeah, for her, but only for intonation, I think, yeah, because sometimes, yeah, because she's Japanese, yeah, so the intonation is a little bit Java, yeah, but so far everything's were okay, yeah. But for Dea, good in intonation, expression, articulation, accuracy, communicative. Yeah, so far, yes, she's good, perfect. Yeah, but yeah, hope she will become a success woman in the future. But for Mr. Denny, yeah, he needs more practice and practice. Yeah, for intonation, expression, articulation, accuracy, and more. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you. Yeah, for Mr. Divi, please.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Jufri. The first one is Curil Mala. That's right, yeah, Curil Mala. Yeah. I saw your performance and I think it was good. And please speak louder next time. Yeah, because your voice is not too clearly, yeah, here, but I know what you mean. Yeah, I can hear your voice, then I know this one. And for their novella, yeah, here their novella, yeah, your performance was good. I think this is very good. Yeah, your intonation and then your expression and articulation, yeah, those are very good. Yeah. And for Denny Pratomo, yeah, you too, your expression were good and your intonation and then your articulation too. Then this is for me. Next time, please don't show up your text because this is speaking, all right? That's all. Yeah, I think both of you, three of you, I'm sorry, not both of you, but three of you, okay, you must continue to practice. You have to practice, and then better than that before, okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Baik, terima kasih untuk para Dewan Juri atas komentarnya. Mari kita langsung saja ke peserta berikutnya, yaitu Diana Fahmi dari MAN 2 Bukit Tinggi.
Wabarakatuh. Good luck to all of us. Hi everyone, dear Mr. Council, and all of you who are happy. How are you today? May we all be given an abundance of grace and sustenance from Allah. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Praise and gratitude. Let us pray for the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because of His grace and gift, we can take part in the public speaking competition at this time. Salawat and greetings we send to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Happy audience. Back then, when I was attending an event, I remember a story about someone life experience. This story is very inspiring, especially for myself. This story is about a child who has flash. He has a talkative disease. Because of his disease, he does not dare to speak in public and has extraordinary aspiration. He wants to become a rebel speaker, or you could say he is a motivator. One day, he wanted to appear on behalf of his friends to represent the speech competition. And all his friends did not believe because of the shortcomings he had. But with this spirit he has and strong courage, he can speak fluent without any obstacles. Subhanallah. And now he is a motivator. From this story, I want to convey how important self-confidence and courage are for a start to success. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not an easy thing to build confidence in ourselves, especially when it comes to appearing in public. Why do the majority of people think they can appear in public? The reason is because they are shy. They are afraid and they feel insecure about themselves. This is the reason why the majority of people can in public speaking. They have implanted the concept in the mind that very can speak in public. This can be called the term personal suggestion, where this suggestion is built by oneself and given to oneself. Many people underestimate the power of this suggestion, even though this suggestion cannot only affect the conscious mind, but also our subconscious. Like the story above, if he thinks he can do it with confidence and courage as the initial capital for this success. So, don't ever think I can. I don't believe in myself. I don't dare. But think I can do it. Norman Vincent Place says, believe in yourself, believe in your ability. Without humble and reasonable confidence, own strength, you will not succeed or be happy. That's thank you for it.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan dari Habibie Fauzan. Silakan.
When I was in elementary school, I was so shy on joining competitions, believe me, because whenever I join one, the results are always the same. F for failure. Like, to be frank, I hate joining competitions at the time. Now, what kind of competitions, you might ask? Any of you know? Science, maybe? History? Well, the kind of competitions that I joined back in the day were the ones correlating to art, such as painting, drawing, and etc. etc. You get the point. My last competition that I joined in elementary school was yet another drawing. I joined it, practiced really hard, and yet again, surprise, fail hard. From that day, I think to myself, no, I will never suffer anymore. I was crying in my bed. But then 2 years later, my sister joined an English competition. I think to myself like, yeah, perhaps English is cool. Why not give it a try? And mind you, I hate English subject at school. They always treat you with all of these grammars, right? You know like what I'm talking about? All those formulas? Like, come on. We have to master math formulas, and now this? Give me a break. But yeah, I think to myself, it is worth a shot. So I joined one. my first English competition, and to my surprise, I won. Along the way, I joined more and more competitions. Some of them I do won, some of them didn't, but hey, it's normal, it's a competition. There are winners and there are people who don't win yet. I'm not going to call them loser, I'm just going to say people who don't win yet. So in every competition, I always be confident. I always think to myself, as long as I'm willing to win, I practice, I pray, I win. Now being confident right? Of course, it has always been good. Confident. That can lead
Videonya belum selesai ya.
Baik, Mister, mohon maaf ditunggu sebentar, Mister, karena tadi tim operator kami sedikit terkendala sinyal.
When I was in elementary school, I was so shy on joining competitions. Believe me. Because whenever I join one, the results are always the same. F for failure. Like, to be frank, I hate I forgot, like in 9th grade or something, I literally forget. One of the participants whispered when the other participants were performing. He said something to his friend. I don't clearly remember what he said, but he said something like, "Why isn't everyone as fluent as I am? None of these participants are better than me?" And you know what's funny? I was sitting behind this guy right here, literally behind him. So every statement that this kid said, I heard them. These ears, ooh, they were really hot at the time. Like, this kid can just bring myself down. His sentences were so intimidating, it could bring my confidence from I'm ready from SpongeBob to someone like Squidward. Zero confidence. At this point, I just want to stand up, confront him and said, "Man, you got to stop." But I didn't. I say to myself, "Calm down, evil me. I know, you want to punch this guy so hard, but calm down. You got your chance, not this way." When it was my turn, however, to perform, I was watching all the participants, right? Eye contact. And when I saw his face, he was making a face something like, he was stupefied, audience. Well, yeah, the results, well, he lost, and I luckily won the competition. Look, my story tells you that if you're someone who always lose in a certain competition or lose at one point in your life, do acknowledge that perhaps that path isn't the best way for you, or you just need to try harder. Only you know which one is more suitable. And do not underestimate someone who just bring you a flower. You might never know what kind of flower they are made of. Along the way, believe me, you will experience failure. You will experience unconfidence in your life. But get up, get your confidence, and try again. As Steve Harvey, one of my favorite TV show hosts, ever said, success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you get to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. I think that is all. Thank you, everyone.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan peserta dari Ihsan Ihwanul Kamil dari STAI Persis Bandung. Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Your Excellencies, the communities, the honorable juries, dear my friends who participate in this speech contest, my beloved brothers and sisters, first of all praises to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who gives this life and guide as always. Secondly, and solution must be upon Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his family, friends, and followers. I'm Ihsan Ihwanul Kamil from Islamic Religious High School Persis Bandung, majoring Islamic Religious Education, now semester 7. Today, I'd like to deliver my speech about becoming a superior young generation with more confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, you are not saying with the word of self-confidence. How is it that this issue of self-confidence is certainly very much discussed, but on social media and in the community. Even the perfect treasures come from various age and classes. In today's world, millennials are treated lack of self-confidence. It's commonly known as insecurity. So this insecurity is a feeling of insecurity or insecurity with their physical appearance. Mentality are the things they have. For example, being afraid to speak in public or being afraid to come forward, being afraid to take trust or making decisions, taking responsibility and meeting with social group or others people. Ladies and gentlemen, this discard causes a person to be unable to move forward to get a better life. So, how do you build that confidence? I have summarized 3 ways to build self-confidence. The first is to unite what is in the heart, words, talk, and action. If they are in line, unity will be born and not divided. Being divided is what will cause us to lack confidence. The second has a noble purpose, target, or mission. For example, when we have a mission to serve to build truth and justice and help others, then the vision is integrated or committed in the first way that I described earlier, which is to unite the heart, speech, talk, and action. Then self-confidence will be born that benefits many people. Then the third is to do periodic exercises. Ladies and gentlemen, it's undeniable that regular practice can improve our abilities or our self-confidence. For example, when we speak in public, this can be done by doing the first way, namely preparation. So, before we do public speaking, we prepare everything, such as the material we want to bring, the vocals, intonation, tempo, which we will convey later. Then our appearance is appropriate or worthy and beautiful to be seen by others. Then the second, after we do the preparation, then we practice it. There are so many methods or ways that we can train public speaking, like talking in front of a mirror. Then the simplest way is to do a presentation in class, or try to host an event on campus. Then the third, after we make perfection, practice it, then display or show it. For example, as I'm doing now is by participating in a public speaking competition held by Stikesmi. So there are many ways to further improve our public speaking skills. Ladies and gentlemen, so self-confidence is highly recommended, and being confident is the same as we have a good attitude towards ourselves. We live in all the abilities that are within us. It's not easy to feel inferior to the advanced process by others. And it encourages us to always be grateful for the blessing given to us. I remember to the words of Jalaluddin Rami, namely, find beauty in your own heart, then you will find beauty in every heart. What does it mean? If we have found the advanced profiting of ourselves, and we understand ourselves, then we will understand the strength of others. So, thus the advantage of others don't become an arena for envy or jealousy, but we can imitate the advanced process by other people, then we do our apply. Take a good positive example from this person. So, that the advanced process by that person become as value or benefit for us. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the speech that I can convey. Hopefully, we can all apply it in everyday life. More and like big forgiveness, the truth comes from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and mistake come from me personally. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, tiga peserta tadi dari Diana Fahmi, Habibi, dan Ihwanul Kamil. Untuk para dewan juri dipersilakan untuk berkomentar. Terima kasih.
Okay, Mr. Ricky, please, for me first. Okay, maybe start from me. For Miss Diana, Miss Diana, if I'm not mistaken. Miss Diana, actually, you need more practice for intonation, expression, articulation, and accuracy. But for the theme, we're good, yeah. But yeah, I hope she will have a good future, yeah, for speaking, public speaking, but need more practice, yeah. But for Mr. Habibi, so far so good for intonation, expression, articulation, accuracy, and also communicative and a good team. Yeah, I believe she will get a good future. Yeah, for Mr. Habibi. And Mr. Ihsan also need more practice, especially in intonation, expression, and accuracy. Yeah, okay. I think that's all. Thank you. Ya, Mr. Vicky.
Ya, oke. Terima kasih, Mr. Jufri. Untuk 3 kontestan. Yang pertama adalah Diana, ya, Diana Fahmi. Saya melihat sudah cukup baik. Saya hanya minta sama seperti Pak Jufri, lebih banyak berlatih supaya bisa tampil lebih baik lagi. Ya, baik intonasi maupun artikulasi, ya, ekspresinya juga jangan lupa. Jadi supaya semua itu berkesinambungan, ya. Jadi bisa tampil lebih baik lagi. Ya, terima kasih. Berikutnya untuk Habibi, ya. Ini saya melihat sepertinya saya lagi di counter mobil Mercedes atau Volkswagen ya, ya BMW. Ya, seperti dengan seorang sales eksekutif di sini, atau bisa juga lagi nonton ini dipandu sama presenter TV ini, acara olahraga sepertinya begitu ya. Nah, jadi untuk Habibie banyak berlatih dan saat ini I'm sorry, I have no comment ya. Ya. Keep up the good work. Oke. And then untuk Ihsan ya. Untuk Ihsan ya tampilannya juga sudah oke. Berikut dengan intonasi ya. Nah, juga dengan ekspresinya ini hanya saja tadi kita sudah beritahu di sini bahwa lebih baik kalau kita itu menjelaskannya jangan membaca itu karena kita di sini lagi speaking ya. Nah, jadi lebih enak begitu ya, kalau melihat ya sedikit-sedikit saja, lainnya menatap ke kita semua ini yang apa namanya yang lain lah di sini itu ya gitu. Oke, jadi hanya masalah membaca saja, lain-lainnya sudah bagus ya, sangat bagus. Terima kasih. Hello there, operator. Shall we continue?
Baik. Terima kasih untuk para dewan juri. Selanjutnya adalah penampilan dari peserta Intan Permatasari dari SMA Negeri 11 Kabupaten Tangerang. Dipersilakan.
Introduction for myself. My name is Intan Permatasari. I'm from Tangerang. The honorable honor of the public speaking, the juries, the participant, and audience. The first of all, let us praise the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala for His mercy and grace, so that today we can gather in a good health and well-being. We don't forget to say salawat and greetings to our great Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. On this occasion, I will deliver a speech about become a reliable speaker with only 7 First, assuming it's one of the easiest way to build confidence. And what is it that you do on stage? Is to rehearse. See, there's really no shortcut for this idea, and frankly, there shouldn't be. It's your job as the presenter to be extremely familiar with the ideas you're presenting. That's why you pick opening rehearse the story in your track you want to close. You become a better speaker with every speech that you give, whether it is in rehearse or the real deal. So then skip on your rehearse time. The more reps you better you are delivering it, the more engaged that your audience will be important, because there are a few things that boost a speaker confidence more than an engaged audience. When you hitting your stride in a talk and you can feel that the audience is leaning in on every word, your confidence. So you want to rehearse, and then rehearse some more. Nothing is more important to your confidence than practice. Tip number 2: how you dress. No, this might be a surprise to some of you that were talking about clothing, but a big part of feeling confident on stage or anywhere for that matter is dressing. The part give yourself plenty of time to think through choosing outfit ahead of a gist. This will allow you to make sure that everything is clean and ironed, and it'll be the last thing that you have to worry about as you're getting ready for your event. With you word of any dress code, the event or host company might have in a smile rehearse in the outfit that you plan to wear on a stage to make sure that it feels as good as you think it will. It's a first time that you're putting on a new pitch of clothing time. to find out that it doesn't properly fight a few days or weeks before the event, not a few for a few hours before the event. Also pay a special attention to your shoes. Make sure that they're comfortable. Make sure that you can move around on the stage freely without worrying about slipping or tripping or falling. And yes, ladies, this means carefully considering if your heels are going to give you the freedom of movement. You need, as you do your top online activities, to make sure that your outfit has some type of pocket or waistband for your backpack if there's strength that you're going to be wearing a layer. Make sure that your jewelry and hair potentially won't interfere with your microphone if there's clipped in onto your lever or your color coding tools into your outfits ahead of time will mean one less thing that you have to worry about on the event day. And knowing that you look good boosts your confidence as you get ready to speak. Tip number 3 is to know your location. Just like you want to be familiar with where you're going to say in your talk, it would also help if you're more familiar with where you're giving your talk. Know that you can always do this, and there's going to be this occasion or the maybe the logistic of the event or your travel schedules mean that you don't really have much prep time before you talk, and a quick cleanse of stage is just going to have to fight happens. But as much as you can make it, there are exception. Are there any step or bumps that you need to be aware of? Is there are any furniture that needs to be added or removed from the stage? Do you know where you be coming from and headed to before and after the talk? Figuring all these things of ahead of time will add to your confidence when it's time to speak beyond the actual stage. You're also want to get an idea of what to expect with the audience. How close is the front row? How far away is the big group? Don't be afraid to make requests. If you like there's an issue with the settings arrangement that should be addressed, as long as you do it respectfully. The worst that can happen is that they say unless you act familiar with the venue is okay to feeling confident as a speaker because it can protect you from minor issues that have the potential to trip you up on the day of your talk. Tip number 4 is to your confidence. As greatly as technology users can so faultly mix or creating slide program or other digital disaster have relieved even the best speakers over the years now why you can prepare for every single challenge to that you are familiar with.
Sebelumnya, mohon maaf untuk tip
Need
operator
to make sure
lihat
that the tone level
sebentar.
are appropriate, that there are no feedback. Check your slide to make sure that they look
Last,
like
Mbak.
they're supposed to, and if they got the most recent operation of the new
Baik,
system.
sebelumnya mohon maaf, Mister, dikarenakan sudah masuk waktu sholat asar,
Ya.
jadi kita
push.
Oke.
terima kasih.
Oke, boleh kita istirahat dulu, kita break.
Baik, izin mengonfirmasi kita break selama 15 menit dan kita akan masuk lagi pada jam 15.35 atau jam 3:35 menit. Terima kasih. Baik, untuk para juri dan peserta, kita mulai kembali karena sudah menunjukkan pukul 15:35. Untuk tim operator bisa ditampilkan kembali video dari peserta sebelumnya. Terima kasih.
Everything. Properly, you've done your part and you can have confidence that things are going to work like they're supposed to. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is to practice the self-conversation. New speakers struggle to do confidently is to talk about fees they uh, for their talk about look. I get it, I don't understand. It can be uncomfortable to quiet your piece at your first, but it might feel like you're saying like, hey everyone, take this is what I'm worth. But here the thing you have to remember, you're not just telling me that your acquiring is not what the client is paying for, you is what you're paying for the result. And the outcomes that you can deliver that pay for a solution to the problem that you have solved. If there was something this is of there that you know that the careful what you feel sheepish or little reluctant to tell people what it was. Of course not when you know you have helpful information uh, or you know how to solve a problem. It's really easy to share it when you believe they're fully in your talk. If you know it's going to help people, so they start to feel more confident saying some. So sometimes that's a little subtle stuff in your mindset is enough to make it easier to stand in your word and share your feel and a confidence with the soft sales discussion the opens and a sales conversation. It's just a practice just like you. You can also gain confidence from using yourself, which the more you quit what your fee and get a book and remember your service are not going to be a free one. Even the most successful speaker get rejected more than they get a here. So self conversation with confidence have them as often as you can do and do so believing that you can believe it. You can deliver on the result that you are asking. Tip number 6 is to give your schedule tomorrow. Give your schedule some running around to from iPhones because traffic was bad or your flight was delayed or you can't find the right conference room is eventually going to burn you. The confident speaker has a put time into the schedule to account for the unforeseen plans wisely and give yourself some margin and you can be ready when things don't go as planned. And all that bring us to our last tip for being a confident speaker. Tip number 7: speaks speaks speak now. This one is pretty obvious and intuitive, but it's hard to decide. The more you speak, the more confident you get. You get a speaker speaking, and a public is a kind of like riding a bike. At first, you might feel nervous. You may be wearing elbow pads and knee pads, and your mom they're holding the back of the bike while you're slowly wobble and pedal around. But the more you do it, the more comfortable and the more confident you becomes at. And because you're more confident, you actually stay upright. Eventually, you tell mom to let go, and you're waiting all over the neighborhood without how could I ever been afraid to experience. Many public speakers have they start up nervous and hopeful, but as they put the reps in, they get better. They earn confidence, and eventually, they really enjoy it. Thanks to you many ways as you can as well. You don't always need to state. You don't need a microphone to speak. Find other ways that you can use your voice to deliver your message. So go on a broadcast on a Facebook, like the volunteer announcement at the other place. Each time you successfully use your platform to speak in any ways, you're going to grow more comfortable and confident with the crowd of public speaking. You'll get better at telling stories that are using script better to improvise, enjoying an audience. You want to seek. You want to seek out as many as opportunity as you can. Don't be afraid to take chance. If you don't, you're going to keep honing your skill, and your confidence will continue to soar. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Selanjutnya, kita lihat penampilan peserta dari nama Chris Mathilda dari Telkom University.
I will open my speech with a word from Albert Einstein that stated, The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil. Otherwise, it will be destroyed by those who watch and not doing anything. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Grace Matilda and I'm from Telkom University, and it's such an honor for me to stand here and deliver my speech today. So, have you ever been in a situation where you feel really helpless, that you don't even able to speak up the injustice that happening to you or maybe people around you? Well, don't worry, because I've been there too, and I believe every people in this world are experience the same thing at least once on their lifetime, where we are on a situation that we don't have any courage to use our power and voice out our mind because everything didn't go right. So, as a picturization, as an example, I will take an example from what happened to our fellow human on Afghanistan nowadays. So as we all know, people in Afghanistan are losing their freedom of life, and dictator organization is taking advantage on them. There many people have died, many women are suffering, and of course many souls are restrained there. But ladies and gentlemen, talking about this urgency, have you ever wondered why is this happening and why people in Afghanistan seems like they don't have any ability to defend for themselves and their rights? Well, I believe there's surely a lot of reason behind this, and when we see in a bigger perspective and not talking about Afghanistan significantly, we will see that all of the reason is leading us to one main root: incapability. So incapability is a situation where you are not capable to do certain things, either is it physically, intellectually, or legally. And it's this situation that we're talking about. The problem is the incapability to fight back by speaking our thoughts. And the only way to cope with the situation is to realize and make an action of our main power as a human being. But what is the main power of our human being? That's what I'm going to talk about. So furthermore, us, are born naturally with an ability to think better than other creator in this world, right? We are given a sense, we are given an awareness to perceive things that happening around us. We are also able to understand occurring events or phenomenon, and we're able to interpret it to our comprehension. And that is our natural capability. And even until human civilization evolved, even until today on the 4.0 era, this natural capability is still running on every living people's blood and will always do. And that's our main source to have an encouragement inside us in order to get a one step closer to actualize the speaking up generation. Because once we are able to understand how to perceive things around us and see the urgency, we are naturally have an urge to speak up and stand with the right inside us. But how to do that? How is the mechanism? I still don't understand. Alright guys, so talking about the human civilization, as I mentioned before, there's actually one interesting fact that I need to tell you guys first. So according to the World Internet Statistics, Indonesia, our country, has over 212 million internet users on 2021, and the number is rising eventually until today we are on the third place in Asia with a country with the most internet users. So with this privilege to live in digital era where everything is just by the touch of our hand, our space to speak up or even influence people is now very limitless. So utilizing internet as our platform to boost our freedom to express the thoughts in our head is certainly the best way to stand with the social justice. Okay, so talking about this, the key is to not create a spiral of silence on this technology advance, but otherwise we utilize internet to create a cycle of voices. So ladies and gentlemen, we should see this as a blessing for our generation, since we have an opportunity and a privilege to expand our space of speaking up and reach more people than our previous generation had. So with these two main powers that I've told you before, first one is the ability to think, and the second one is the internet advance, the technology advance, then what's holding you anymore to not speaking up your thoughts right now? Well, maybe you still need some confusion. So, okay, I will give you a comparatively situation here. Comparatively to what happened in our real world right now, that many people are nowadays losing their freedom of speech due to many certain reasons. Once people are understand these two main powers of speaking, this social construction will change hugely. Why? Why? How is it possible? How is it possible to change the social construction just because I speak? Well, here's some simple illustration. Let's say I just got a sexual harassment by someone I met on the street. So I got traumatized, of course, and I got afraid that the society might blame me for this case. So I only share this story with you, my best friend. And you, as someone who has confidence in your heart to speak up and tell the world what I've been through. And then imagine how much people will know about my story. They probably will get mad, of course, and how many people will stand with me as the victim because of you. Because you decided to use your power of speaking and share to the world about my struggle and my traumatic event. Is it very amazing, right? So let's see this as a brand new mindset. How this brand new mindset and point of view will change the whole social welfare. Imagine that this action is continuous and being a cycle in our society. People who pass a traumatic events are helped by people who are bravely to speak up the truth and defend the right. And at the end of the day, both of them will realize that human is actually have a natural power to fight the incapability of speaking, as I mentioned before. And of course, justice will be served everywhere, since now the speaking up culture is part of our generation construction. So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I stand here, of course, is to invite all of you to join this cycle of voices. I mean, if you know these quotes that said from unknown, they said, if you can speak, you can influence. If you can influence, you can change life. This is a very common quote, and I believe all of you know about it, and I 100% agree about it. Why? Because your voice matters and has a strong powers to shape our world into a better one. I guess there is no need to wait to speak our thoughts and mind anymore, right? I've done my turn today, and now I'm looking forward to see all of you being part of the speaking up generation as soon as possible. May we always have a courage in our heart to speak, to stand with the right by turning our voice. And finally, I'll thank to the judge for giving me a chance to do my speech today and finish it. I'm wishing nothing but all the best for all of us, and may all of us have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Baik, selanjutnya kita lihat penampilan peserta dari Mayang Novita dari Universitas Jember.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the blessings that are always bestowed upon all of us. Furthermore, I would like to thank all of the judges who gave me the opportunity to deliver an English speech with a determined team. Before I start my speech, let me introduce myself. My name is Mayang Novita Brahina Putri. To make it simpler, you can call me Mayang. I'm from English Education Study Program, University of Jember. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you one question. Have you ever known someone's opinion or actions where you strongly disagreed with that? I'm sure 98% of you have experienced that situation. And then, what did you do at that time? What do you do to disapprove an opinion or actions that contradicts to your thought? Well, alright, in these occasions, I may want to present my speech with the title is The Golden Generation of Indonesia, Speak with Confidence. According to my observation around, whether it is in my classroom, school, university, or even the environment where I live. People who don't agree with other people's thoughts will mostly be silent and say nothing. Then the problem is, will silence solve the problem? Of course, the answer is no. Silent behavior and only accept what other people's decisions and thoughts shouldn't apply by Indonesian millennial generations. Why? Because Indonesian millennial generations is a golden generation of Indonesia. Once again, golden generation. We as millennials are the only one hope for Indonesia, to build Indonesia, to give a gift for Indonesia 100 independence. So what should we do for Indonesia as a golden generation? It's simple. The key is only one. Speak up. There are so many benefits for the millennials generation who want to speak up. The first reason why we should confident to speak up is so that we can stand with our own thought to always make Indonesia in unity. In the era of globalization now, we all know that there are so many foreign cultures that enter Indonesia easily. And the generation that is easily influenced by foreign culture is us, millennial generations. So why does it happen? Because we can adapt with the sophisticated technology easily. We learn about technological sophistication very quickly. With such a free and wide access to the technology, we can see anything from outside of country without having to explore there directly. We even can find out street names in Europe and America without having to explore and traveling to Europe or America. Likewise, in terms of culture, we can find out that culture are carried out by foreigners. Without realizing it, only through our phones and computers that we use every day, we can be distracted by foreign cultures that are not in accordance with Indonesian culture. We must confidence to speak up against all kinds of foreign cultures that are not in accordance with Indonesian personality. After all, there are many social media nowadays like Instagram, TikTok, which provide facilities to speak up, both verbally and in writing, about the negative impact if we adopt foreign culture without being filtered. Then the next benefit, if the millennial generation is confident to speak up about what should government do for better Indonesia, there will be no demonstration that end in anarchy. If there are some government policies that are not in accordance with the wishes of some parties, we need to speak up. And I believe that by speak up without anarchic behavior, the government will consider suggestions from us because we are golden generation of Indonesia. If there's only one who dare to speak up about the government policies that is detrimental to a party, it will be influence other people's confidence to speak up. So, what's the result? The government will think and will listen to us as a millennial generations. We are valuable generations. Speak up must also pay attention to the applicable ethics. To just speak up without knowing what your goal or what your purpose. It must be done with a straight and logical language without having to beat around the bush. This will make someone easy to understand your purpose in speaking up. You should speak up politely. If you speak up with a rude language, people will only feel you're emotional, even resentful with what you say. It will not achieve your goal to speak up. Once you dare to speak up, I'm sure there are so many people have the same thought as you, but they don't dare to speak up. Start be confident to speak up from yourself, then many other people will also dare to speak up because of you. We as a golden generation of Indonesia must not just be silent with all of the problems which happen in Indonesia. By starting to speak up and express our aspirations, we can develop Indonesia together, maintain Indonesian unity, personality, and cultures. We are not a silent generation. the golden generation of Indonesia who are confident to speak up. We are millennial, we can. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all of my speech. I hope you can learn and taking action from it. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, berikut tadi 3 peserta dari Intan, Chris, dan Mayang sudah ditampilkan videonya. Untuk para dewan juri dipersilakan untuk berkomentar. Terima kasih.
Monggo.
Oke, saya dulu apa gimana Pak Jufri?
Monggo Pak.
Oke. Ya. Untuk kontestan yang pertama dengan nama Intan ya. Nah, setelah saya lihat penampilannya, Intan ini suaranya memang agak kurang keras ya. Nah, tapi kami paham ya apa yang dia maksud. Itu jangan lupa ada apa namanya di situ ada tanda-tanda baca ya. Tadi terlihat kadang-kadang lupa terus aja begitu, tapi nanti ingat lagi gitu ya. Jadi intonasinya jadi agak berkurang karena tanda bacanya kadang-kadang agak lupa. Kemudian jadi juga ada sedikit ada kata-kata yang agak jadinya kurang jelas karena kurang keras dia suaranya itu gitu. Beda dengan yang terakhir, yang nomor 2 suaranya kan jelas sekali ya, yang nomor 2 ya. Oke, nah itu kepada Intan ya, jadi banyak lebih berlatih lagi, terutama untuk tanda-tanda baca. Jadi jangan lupa diperhatikan tanda-tanda bacanya dan suaranya coba bisa lebih jelas lagi ya. Oke, itu untuk Intan, kemudian untuk Chris ya. Chris suaranya sudah jelas, sudah oke. Baik itu untuk intonasi, ekspresi dan artikulasinya, saya lihat sejauh ini semua baik ya, semua cukup untuk membuat Chris jadi seorang presenter ya. Oke. Chris, saya juga minta lebih banyak berlatih lagi supaya bisa lebih oke lagi tampilannya ya. Ini sudah sangat bagus dari Chris ini. Oke, next. Dengan Mayang ya. Mayang ini tampilannya sudah oke, baik sekali ya. Di sini Mayang terlihat juga sudah cukup baik. Hanya saja Mayang ini perlu lebih banyak lagi untuk setting suaranya ya, barangkali ya, sekarang agak-agak apa namanya di sini saya dengarnya agak sedikit kadang-kadang agak kurang jelas gitu, tapi saya banyak bisa dengar dia gitu. Ya, itu juga dengan yang nomor 17 tadi itu kadang-kadang agak kurang jelas di sini. Tapi tampilannya semua sudah baik gitu ya. Tidak ada masalah. Semoga bisa lebih baik di depannya. Itu saya. Oke, Pak Jufri, barangkali ada tambahan dari Pak Jufri.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Diki. For Intan, I think she needs a lot of practice because actually I don't know what she talk about, yeah. But so far, maybe because it's not clear, yeah. So I didn't really know about the idea of the speech contest, yeah, for today. But for Matilda, Miss Matilda and Mayang, so far both of them were good, yeah. But just need more clear, yeah, clearly, yeah, in giving the speech. Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, I hope that all of them will have a good future. Okay, thank you.
Baik, terima kasih untuk para dewan juri yang sudah berkomentar. Selanjutnya kita melihat peserta berikutnya, yaitu ada dari Muhammad Agung Saputra dari Universitas Lampung. Untuk tim operator saya persilahkan untuk menampilkan videonya. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Muhammad Agung Saputra from University of Lampung. On this occasion, I will deliver a speech with the title Today's Young Generations. In the current era, we know that there are many cases caused by teenagers which tend to lead to criminal acts. Crimes that often occur and are carried out by teenagers are bullying, rape, theft, and even murder. That matter, of course, becomes a scourge for the community and is very disturbing. So, action is needed. Seeing criminal acts committed by teenagers, of course, we wonder what causes teenagers to commit criminal acts? The answer is because adolescence is a transition period from childhood to adulthood. In this period, adolescents begin to decay values that comes from outside the family environment such as school, peers, and the social environment so that a person will experience an unbalanced conditions. These unbalanced conditions cause adolescents to experience confusion about what behavior, attitudes, values, rules, and other aspects should be carried out by themselves, or what is commonly referred to as the process of searching for identity. So that adolescence becomes an important period in individual development and involves many parties in the process. In addition, juvenile delinquency that leads to criminal acts is strongly influenced by the role of parents. Many parents do not understand how to react to change in their childhood or children. Sometimes improper handling causes a teenager to commit a crime. For example, parents who are too restrictive of children's freedom without giving them their right. This trigger the occurrence of family conflicts that cause adolescents to experience depressions and anxiety. So that the idea arise to carry out criminal act. From the explanations above, of course the best way to deal with juvenile delinquency is to take a personal approach that is carried out by parents. Parents must direct, guide, and also pay attention to their children properly without having to restrain or limit the child. That way, teenagers will be able to have better thoughts and perspectives in addressing or dealing with the problems. Okay, I think that's all my speech. I hope it's useful for you all, and I'm sorry for any words or behavior that unpleasing you heard. Thank you very much for the occasions and your kind attentions. See you next time and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, selanjutnya penampilan peserta dari Muhammad Farhan, dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, the honorable judges, and hello to all of my beloved friends that watching this video. First of all, let's thank to Allah who's given us mercy and blessing so we can gather here. In this moment, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Farhan. I'm from Andalas University. I'm consistent in public speaking when I was 10th grade and still counting until now. Most all of occupation in this world always faced with public speaking. Whether you are going to be a journalist, motivator, reporter, or anything else, you would be faced with public speaking. So I'm gonna give you some tips how to boost your performance public speaking. The first one is understand your psychological function. Basically, public speaking is the same thing with the instrument. The body and our gesture or our move is that instrument, and each person has the different psychological function. The first time I went to the stage, I'm able to use the right podcaster so that I can speak comfortably in front of people. And I learned how I should position my legs. And at the time, what makes me doesn't act stiff is to place one of my feet slightly forward than the other. The second one is by cutting the greeting, or we call it salam, depend on the occasion. If we're in a religious event, we're obviously going to use greetings. But imagine if I talk in TD Talk or join English competition, where in those occasions the audiences is more general and varied. The beginning is usually our chance to attract the attention. Such we can use quotes, poems, traditional poems, and anything else. And imagine if the whole speech just filled with the greetings, it's confirmed that in the first 20 seconds, the audiences will be bored, and no matter how good our speech is, it's not going to be delivered well. The third one is where your jittering moment. Jittering is a moment when you talk in front of people, your body is shivering, or you suddenly put your hand down your pocket, or when you stretch your head, or you wiggle your eyebrow unconsciously. Those gestures will happen if we're nervous. So beware of the things we do every time we feel nervous and try to resist them. And next, find your ideal public speaking. If I'm learning how to cook, the chance of me succeeding is if I follow the step on how to cook correctly from Chef Arnold. Same thing with public speaking. At first, we can choose it as how we're going to do our public speaking. So from copying, we slowly can modify our style to match us entirely. And next, we're gonna be forgiven. Most of us are usually thoughtful to take an opportunity to speak in public because we're afraid that we're gonna make mistakes and then people will laugh at us. But don't worry, as time goes on, our mistakes will eventually be forgotten because people are moving on. They back to their lives. And at the end of your speech, do not apologize. Most people apologize, and that just what make the judges and audiences realize the mistake that they didn't realize before. They would be more focused on what mistake we did instead of the important things we try to deliver. Instead of apologizing, it's better if we try to give an interesting last impression. And last but not least, have a flying hours. Behind the number one racer, there must be a 100 effort that they did. Same thing with public speaking. If there's an opportunity to do public speaking, say yes immediately because it will affect us in long term, such as helping our career, building relationship to be better, and also build our confidence. I think it's enough. Thank you. Have a nice day and cheerio.
Baik, setelah ini ada peserta dari Nabila Ananda Putri dari Semarang. Silakan.
Honorable ones, the juries, the participants of the public speaking and educational video competition, and all audiences. All praise belongs to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us all salvation, and blessing in life. The Lord who created this world. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nabila Ananda Putri, but people usually address me as Bella. I was born on January 3rd, 2003 in Semarang. I have graduated from a vocational high school in Jakarta, and I'm planning to continue my studies in the upcoming year. Today, I'm going to be presenting my discourse themed Build Your Confidence and Create a Talking Generation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all aware of the rising usage of social media in today's day and age. People have used the platform to do various things ranging from socializing to expressing themselves. But aside from some of the common functions, social media is currently a place for people to voice the injustice they've experienced. Recently, cases of sexual harassment in the society has gone through an increase, especially for female students. A good amount of the victims have made use of social media to speak up about their unfortunate experience and gain the awareness of other users. Some of them think that by doing it this way, they will be able to reach more people and justice could be served. Much to the victims' dismay, they are a handful of people who think speaking up on social media is merely a form of attention-seeking and consider the saddening experience a disgrace that shouldn't be disclosed to the public. They had failed to consider that to be able to share such a terrible occurrence requires confidence, readiness, as well as courage. These victims must recall the traumatizing event and fight their fear of being judged beforehand, which is in every way difficult. What these victims want is not attention, but instead an apology. They want justice and for the perpetrator to receive a deserving punishment. For the least, they want these horrible people who gave them so much trauma to be aware of their mistakes. Victims of sexual assault should never be stopped on for speaking up. And of course, they should not be afraid of reporting to authorities, as it is never wrong to tell the truth. That is all speech that I'd like to convey. May the message that I've delivered be beneficial for all of us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, berikut tadi adalah peserta dari Muhammad Agung Saputra, Muhammad Farhan, Ananda Putri. Persilakan untuk berkomentar. Terima kasih.
Okay, I go first. Thank you for Ms. Romauni. Actually, for three of you, three of the participants who were doing the speech. Actually, it's not clear enough, for the intonation, and then for the expression and also articulation. And I don't know the main idea. Actually, although they are talking about public speaking, but I think the theme is not really connected. But I hope in the future, three of you will have a good future, and I believe you can do it. So just need more practice and practice. I think that's all. Thank you. Mr. Dwiki?
Yeah, okay, Mr. Jufri, thanks. Yeah, the first one for Muhammad Agung, right? Yeah, Muhammad Agung. Please be more practice. Yeah, you need to listen the friend people when they speak something. Yeah, how they way to say something, and then you have to listen. Especially British. Okay. And then for Muhammad Farhan, yeah, I think you do very nice, yeah, very good. There's another one, yeah, not about yourself, but next time when you do like this one, please look at your background, yeah, no hanger and the clothes, yeah, on the wall, please. Yeah, that's okay. And then number 21, it's about Nabila, okay, from Semarang. Yeah, Nabila, I need you to speak louder so I can hear your intonation, and then this more clearly, and then please use your expression. Okay, your expression, it is really neat to help when you give information, and then when you say something to other people to make other people could easily know what you want or what you think. That's all. Yeah. Okay, thank you. This is, I think, and then we could continue, I think.
Baik, terima kasih untuk para dewan juri. Selanjutnya, mari kita beralih ke peserta selanjutnya, yaitu dari Nabila Anas dari SMA Pinrang. Dipersilahkan untuk tampilkan videonya.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable of Judges, the happy online friends, I hope today all of you have a good mood and condition too. First of all, let us praise and thank the presence of Allah Almighty for the abundance of grace and the joy of all of us can still gather in this place without any barriers at all and in good health. Not forgetting the salawat and greetings we pour of the Prophet Muhammad, who has brought us out of the dark age to the era of bright light today, namely Islam. May we all get intercession on the end. Amen. What do you think about courage to speak up? Personally, I'm very nervous when I'm given the opportunity to say something to a crowded, but over time I was able to get the meaning of comfort and calmness in speaking. It is difficult to start because it is must be based on the intention and willingness to start. When we are afraid of it, then one day we will regret that we never tried. Rhetoric might be foreign to us, but it is knowledge that can increase our speaking knowledge through certain techniques, and I was once motivated by one of my tutors in my course. And my tutor who said that learning any languages by speaking. Don't be shy to practice your language. The more you practice, the easier you can speak. Practice makes perfect. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. And always remember these quotes because this is the one of to be action to speak up. The key to our success in being able to speak is our willingness to dare to start. We will not finish if we don't start. Fear nervousness, fear of being wrong, the common among everyone, especially beginners, but they dare to take big decisions, their lives, to dare that they can. Frankly, we need to try to know our limits. The main of breath to speak, and you can try this procedure. The one or first, stand up and face the audience, preferably while walking occasionally. Use body language and tone of voice, looking into the eyes of the audience, ask a questions, and last, stay relaxed no matter what. So, you should start to make practice. Don't be shy to speak because your mindset can make you drop. But if you want, you can. There are many persons lost because not brave to try. So this is the end of my speech today. I hope you can take a good lesson from what I learned, what I delivered today. I ask forgiveness for any words and behavior which are not supposed to be. Thank you, keen attention today. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, selanjutnya kita ke peserta selanjutnya yaitu Nadia Lis Tamara dari Universitas Negeri Malang. Dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, judges of public speaking at the Medistra Indonesian College of Health Science and fellow participants. I'm Nadia Lis Tamara Masajida from Malang State University. Currently, I'm majoring in public health science on first grade. On this happy occasion, may we all be given health by the Almighty and given grace in carrying out daily activities. Amin, amin, ya rabbal alamin. Okay, I want to ask you a question. Do you know beauty privilege mean? Beauty privilege is often interpreted as someone who gets opportunity from their attractive appearance, where it is said that someone who has attractive appearance will get what she wants, such as being able to get along with friends of different genders, getting more attention, and last, being easily get noticed from other people. In the truth, all people is beautiful in their ways, but they don't feel beauty privilege as people who has attractive appearance. However, someone who has an attractive appearance has better beauty privilege than someone who likes the way they are. The presence of beauty privilege in today's life can have a negative impact. The result is that many people will feel that they are unable to do something and they think that cannot attract attention of others. In fact, every human has their own abilities and talents, which of course that makes the unique. True beauty is when we are able to show that we are. No need to beauty your appearance, just upgrade your skills, add confidence and shining. Then we will get our own beauty privilege. Say what you want to say, no matter what other people will say to you. Just be yourself. Beauty privilege is yours. Be brave, be confident, and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, kita ke peserta selanjutnya yaitu dari Najihan Soraya dari AKRB Yogyakarta. Dipersilakan untuk menampilkan videonya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. How are you today? I hope you are healthy, and I hope we will always be in the protection of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and keep away from the coronavirus. Okay, guys, did you ever feel afraid and not confident to say something to the other person, even though it is so important? What? Never? Please stop and don't do it again. Why? It is very detrimental to yourself. So, this is what is meant by speak up. What is speak up? According to my personal opinion, speak up is an activity reveal, tell, and talk about a thing. Speak up usually leads to the experience and personal opinion to be delivered to another person. It is actually easy to speak up, but a lot of many people who don't dare to do so. Many factors trigger. A person is afraid to do the speak up, among others. First, feeling not that confident with what will be delivered. Second, fear is wrong way. Third, fear no one is listening or no one cares. And fourth, fear not a step. Well, we as a Z generation that live in the era of digital, we must be brave and confident to speak up so we can plan it and follow the development of the era with good. In the era of digitalization, is a lot of platform that can support us to do the speak up. Although only in writing, at least our opinions can be delivered and is known to many people. Well, I've got tips for you to have a brave and confidence to speak up. First, prepare and use words that are easily understand other people to speak up. Second, keep calm and relax. Third, speak with a loud voice. Okay guys, you have to be bold and confident in doing the 3 tips above. Easy, right? Of course. Do it slowly and apply it in your life. Okay, now I have a challenge for you to do 3 tips for 1 week, wherever and whenever you are. I'm waiting for my result. Okay guys, I'm Najian Soraya and goodbye.
Baik, berikut Anas, Nadia, Soraya. Baik, untuk para juri, terima kasih.
Ya, oke. Saya dulu Pak, Mr. Jufri dulu.
Oke, ya Mr. Diki first.
Ya, oke ya. Yang pertama untuk kontestan atas nama Nabila ya, Nabila Anas ya. Nah, ini suaranya kurang jelas ya. Itu. Jadi ya di sini kami mendengarkannya ya harus agak bersusah payah sedikit lah, tapi bisa ya dimengerti. Nah, kemudian nanti ke depannya jangan lupa, jangan ragu-ragu, suaranya harus jelas ya. Jadi berbicara dengan orang lain itu yang utama adalah supaya yang diajak bicara itu dengar suaranya dengan jelas. Berikutnya jangan lupa ada ekspresi, ya, bahasa tubuh itu membantu untuk orang itu menjadi melihat Anda, ya. Jadi lebih menarik melihat begitu kan, karena bergerak untuk menjelaskan. Nah, itu saja. Jadi suaranya harus diperjelas supaya lain-lainnya juga ikut jelas. Oke, itu yang pertama untuk Nabila. Kemudian yang kedua adalah untuk Nadialis, ya, kalau tidak salah, ya, serta nama Nadialis. Ini mirip-mirip dengan Nabila, ya. Tolong lebih keras lagi supaya lebih jelas suaranya. Jadi kita semua di sini bisa lebih jelas lagi mendengarkannya. Ya, ini sudah menggunakan bahasa tubuh, ya, gerak. Jadi sudah mulai terlihat untuk menarik perhatian untuk melihat gitu. Ya, jadi banyak juga berlatih supaya nanti bisa tampil lebih baik lagi. Ya. Lalu kontestan dengan nama Najihan, ya, Soraya. Oke. Ini saya lihat intonasinya sudah cukup, ya. Kemudian suara juga saya dengar sudah cukup jelas. Dia juga menggunakan gerakan dan bahasanya tidak cepat-cepat. Jadi semua kalangan bisa paham apa yang dia maksud, ya. Ini sudah cukup baik. Ya, terus berlatih supaya bisa lebih baik lagi, lebih baik lagi. Ya, oke. Pak Jufri.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dwiki. Yeah, just need correction for Nabila. Yeah, Nabila. Nabila actually was good, yeah, but because of reading the text, yeah, so and the voice was not clear as well. Yeah, but I need, yeah, maybe for the next, she will be better. Yeah, that's for Nabila. And for Nadialis, good in intonation, expression, and articulation. Yeah, but for accuracy, it's not good. Yeah, and also for Soraya. Yeah, Soraya. So far, it was good. Yeah, clear enough. The intonation was good. Yeah, yeah. I hope she's the one who will get the success in the future. I think that's all. Thank you.
Baik, terima kasih untuk para juri yang sudah memberikan komentar kepada peserta. Tidak terasa kita telah sampai di penghujung acara. Semua video yang dikirimkan oleh para peserta telah ditampilkan dan dikomentari oleh para dewan juri yang hebat-hebat. Karena keterbatasan waktu, tapi jangan lupa besok kita tetap bertemu kembali untuk melanjutkan penampilan peserta public speaking pada jam 10 pagi melalui virtual Zoom. Terima kasih saya sampaikan kepada para dewan juri dan para peserta yang masih.
Thank you very much for Romauli.
Ya, terima kasih juga. Sampai ketemu lagi besok pagi.
Thank you for Romauli. Ya, see you again tomorrow and for all the committee, untuk semua panitia.
Sangat. Sebelum saya tutup, oleh saya sendiri. Baik, Mister, terima kasih. Baik, Mister, terima kasih kembali. Sebelum itu kita akan ada sesi foto bersama untuk para peserta dan semua dipersilakan untuk membuka kameranya. Baik, untuk kakak tim operator, apakah sudah siap?
Kakak, maaf, sudah, Pak.
Baik, saya hitung sampai 3. 1, 2, 3. Baik, sudah ya, Kak?
Ya, oke. Ya, see you again tomorrow.
Kepada dewan juri, kakak, dan para peserta dipersilakan untuk
Terima kasih, Bapak.
Ya, sama-sama. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mister.
Mister.
See you.
Sampai jumpa besok. Mohon maaf jika ada kesalahan kata. Saya Hestia Nurmaudi, selaku Master of Ceremony, pamit undur diri. Terima kasih, salam sejahtera, salam sehat untuk kita semua. Baik, sudah boleh live untuk para dewan juri dan peserta semua. Terima kasih.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See you.